I invite you guys to grab a pillow or a blanket you could roll up and use as a prop to sit on in the beginning of meditation. And then you could use the pillow or blanket at the end of class during Shavasana. So I invite you to do that if you'd like. We're just going to set up a sacred space. So maybe that means bringing your favorite plant near you, or lighting a candle, or lighting an incense. But feel free to make your way over to your mat. I'm going to give you a couple options to sit. You could either sit on your heels if that feels right for you, or you could go ahead and grab that pillow or rolled up blanket, and you're going to sit on the edge of the pillow. This helps to elevate the hips and lengthen the spine. If you're doing it like this, I offer a comfortable crisscross applesauce position. Your hands could be on your lap, or one hand could be on the belly and another can be on your heart. I invite you to shut the eyelids, or if you'd like, you could stare down at the tip of your nose. We're just going to spend a few minutes tapping into the body, tapping into the breath, tapping into this virtual space and the surrounding space around us. And then I invite you to take a deep breath into the belly. Let the belly expand like a balloon. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring that belly button in towards the spine. And inhale once more into the belly and into the lungs. And exhale out of the lungs, out of the belly. And next we're going to go ahead and inhale into the belly, the lungs, and then the heart. And exhale out of the heart, out of the lungs, and out of the belly. Breathe like that one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Next, if your hands are on your belly or your heart, go ahead and release them down to your lap. Maybe keeping the eyes shut or staring down at the tip of the nose. We're going to go ahead and inhale to a breath count of 4. So inhale here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to exhale to a count of 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to continue breathing to that breath count. And if at any point this becomes hard, you could always decrease the time for yourself. So maybe doing a 3, 5, or even a 2, 4, whatever feels right for you. We're just going to continue breathing like this for a few more rounds, counting every inhale and every exhale. Making every exhale longer than every inhale. We'll do one more round. On the end of your exhalation, if your eyelids are shut, go ahead and flutter them back open to your surrounding space. Maybe your eyes land on something you haven't noticed in the room before. And go ahead and just name to yourself 3 things you see in the room around you. Maybe 2 things that you hear, 1 thing that you smell. And next we're gonna go ahead and release our hands down to the side. We'll go ahead and inhale, lifting those arms and the eyes up above the head, pressing those palms together. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, lifting up. Press those hands together. Exhale, heart center. And one more time. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, heart center. Go ahead and release those hands back down to the lap. We'll go ahead and begin some neck rotations. So first we'll go ahead and lower that right ear down to the right shoulder blade. We're going to extend the left arm out to the side and maybe walk the fingers just 1 or 2 inches away from the body, stretching that left side of the neck. Staying here for a breath count of 3. Inhale, lifting back up. Go ahead, bring that left hand back to the lap, and we'll go ahead, exhale, lower that left ear to left shoulder blade, and extend those right fingertips away from the side body. Staying here for a breath count of 3. Inhale, reaching back up to center. And we'll go ahead and begin some neck rotation, some neck rolls. So go ahead, drop that ear to the right, bring the chin in towards the chest, and exhale the left ear to left shoulder blade. Inhale at the top. And go ahead and just roll that neck around, matching your breath with your movement. Maybe hanging out in a spot that needs a little extra love. When you get back up to center, go ahead and switch rotation. So drop that left ear to left shoulder blade, chin to chest. Inhale the right ear up back to center. And go through 1 more round and we'll meet back at the top. Once you meet back at the top, we'll go ahead and bring our hands to our knees. We'll go ahead and inhale, lift the heart and the eyes up towards the ceiling. And exhale, go ahead and round out that spine, bringing the chin in towards the chest. Inhale, lifting that heart, and exhale, round out that spine. Go through that 2 more times on your own. Just warming up the spine. And good, go ahead and come back to a neutral spine. If you're sitting on a pillow or a rolled up blanket, go ahead and remove that out from underneath you. And we'll release those hands down to the side. Inhale, lifting up. And then we'll exhale, go ahead and lower that right hand down to the right side of the body onto the mat and extend that left arm overhead. We're rooting down and extending that arm overhead, stretching that left rib cage. Inhale, reaching up with both palms. And exhale, lower that left hand or left forearm and extend that right arm overhead. Rooting down through both sit bones. Stretching that right side of the body. And inhale, reaching back up. And exhale, we're gonna fold over our legs this time. And maybe we spider walk the fingertips just a few inches in front of us. Go ahead and drop your head down towards the ground. We'll stay here for a breath count of 3. Inhale, walk those fingertips back up towards the body. Inhale, lift those arms back up overhead. And exhale, we'll twist off to the right side, bringing that right hand behind us and left hand on the outside of that right knee, or our left hand could be in front of us, yogi's choice. And next we'll bring our gaze over that right shoulder blade. With every inhalation, lengthening the spine, and every exhalation, twisting a little bit deeper. Staying here for 2 more breaths. And on the next exhalation, go ahead and slowly begin to unwind, bringing it back to center, and inhale, lifting those arms up above the head. And exhale, twisting off to the left side this time. Left hand behind us, right hand on the outside of that left knee, and peering over that left shoulder blade. And again, with every inhalation, shooting the crown of the head up towards the ceiling, and every exhalation, twisting a little bit deeper. Staying here for 2 more breaths. And inhale, slowly begin to unwind, bringing it back to center. This time we're gonna switch our feet, so bringing that top foot on top of that bottom foot on top of the top foot. And we'll inhale, lifting those arms up above the head, and exhale, folding over those legs once more. Maybe we spider walk those fingers forward just a little bit. And we'll stay here for 3 to 4 breaths. Inhale, begin to walk those fingertips back up. And this time we'll go ahead and unwind the feet, bring them around us, and we'll meet on our hands and knees in tabletop position. Here in tabletop, we can either tuck the toes for added balance, or we could bring the tops of our feet down onto the mat. We want to make sure that the wrists are right below elbows, elbows are right below shoulders, and our knees are hip width distance apart. We'll go ahead and inhale, lifting that right arm up, palm facing forward, and then extend that left leg out, foot flexed. Staying here for 2 to 3 breaths. On the next exhalation, we'll go ahead and bring the elbow and knee in towards one another. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen out, and exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen out, and one more time, exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen out, and then go ahead and lower down your knee and your hand. Next, we'll go ahead and inhale that left arm up, palm facing inwards, and then go ahead and inhale that right leg up, foot flexed. We'll stay here for 2 to 3 breaths. On the next exhalation, go ahead and bring that elbow and knee in towards one another. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. And exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. And exhale, lower that hand and knee. We'll go ahead and bring those knees to the outer edges of the mat, big toes together. And go ahead and sit back onto the heels and extend the arms out in front of us. Maybe dropping that forehead down onto the mat. Taking a time to reconnect with our breath. Here in child's pose. And this pose is always available to you at any point in your practice. It's a great pose to reconnect with the breath, take a rest. I invite you here to think about 3 things that you're grateful for. Maybe just repeat those 3 things that you're grateful for to yourself. And once you're done with that, we'll go ahead and inhale. Begin to lift up back to tabletop position. We'll go ahead and lift those toes underneath. Lift the knees up and bring the hips back towards the ceiling. Coming into our first downward facing dog. This could be a lot of your first down dog of the day, so your hamstrings might be tight, so feel free to take a bend in the knees. Maybe walk the dog out. Pressing one heel down on the mat at a time. Pressing through the ring finger. Making space between each finger down onto the mat. And when you're ready, begin to walk those feet up towards the hands, the top of the mat. And we'll go ahead and take a bend in the knees. And this is what we call ragdoll position. So we could grab opposite elbows and maybe just sway from side to side. You can take a bend in one knee and then the other. You can shake your head no, and nod a yes, releasing any tension out of the neck. Go ahead and take a nice bend in the knees, and we'll slowly begin to roll up the spine, stacking one vertebrae at a time. Shoulders and head coming last. And we'll go ahead and meet in mountain pose. So mountain pose is going to be feet hip width distance apart. We're going to lift up all 10 toes, try to spread them wide, bring them back down onto the mat. We'll go ahead and lift our kneecaps, activating the thighs, tucking the pelvic bone, and engaging those core muscles. We'll go ahead and inhale the shoulders up towards the ears and down the length of the spine, opening up the palms, activating the fingers. We'll just take a couple breaths here in this pose. Lifting any feelings that arise in the body. Noticing if the breath is shallow or is it deep. Go ahead and inhale the arms up above the head. And exhale, swan dive forward. And again, we can have that slight bend in the knees if the hamstrings are tight. Coming into a forward fold. We'll inhale, flat back rise, bring those hands to the shins. Crown of the head shooting forward. Exhale, folding forward. Plant those hands, and we'll step back into high plank. Next, we'll go ahead and lower those kneecaps down onto the mat, untuck those toes, and we'll exhale, lower ourselves all the way down onto the mat. Next, we'll inhale, coming into baby cobra, lifting that heart off of the mat, engaging the lower spine. Exhale, bringing it back down, lowering ourselves onto the mat. Inhale, coming back up onto the knees, tucking those toes underneath us, and lifting those knees and hips up off the mat. Coming in downward facing dog. And again, we can walk that dog out. We can take a bend in the knees and then lengthen the legs. Staying here for 2 to 3 breaths. On the next inhalation, we'll go ahead and step to the front of the mat. Coming back into forward fold. Inhale, flat back rise. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, take a bend in the knees and slowly begin to roll up that spine, stacking one vertebrae at a time, head coming last. And we'll go ahead and meet back in mountain pose. Inhale, lifting the arms and hands up over the head. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, flat back rise. Exhale, folding forward, plant those hands, step back, high plank. And lower those kneecaps down onto the mat, untuck those toes. Exhale, cobra. Inhale, cobra, sorry about that. Exhale, lowering the forehead back down. Inhale, lifting up, tucking those toes, meeting in downward facing dog. We'll stay here for 2 to 3 breaths. Pressing down through those fingertips and the bottom of the palm. On the next inhalation, go ahead and step or walk forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back rise, bring those hands to the shins. Exhale, folding forward, forward fold. Go ahead, take that bend in the knees, slowly roll up that spine, stacking one vertebrae at a time, meeting back in downward facing dog. Sorry, meeting back in mountain pose. I'm a little all over the place right now. We'll go ahead and meet in mountain pose. And we'll flow through one more sun salutation. So inhale, lifting the arms up above the head. Exhale, folding forward over the legs. Inhale, flat back rise, bringing those hands to the shins. Exhale, folding forward, plant those hands onto the mat, step or hop back into high plank. I'm gonna give you guys a choice here. We could stay in high plank or you can lower those knees back down. If you're gonna stay in high plank, we'll slowly begin to take a bend in the elbows, hugging those elbows in close to the ribs. And then we'll flip one foot over and then the other coming into upward facing dog or baby cobra. And then we exhale, folding over those toes, meeting in downward facing dog. Staying here for 2 or 3 breaths. On the next inhalation, go ahead and step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back rise. Exhale, forward fold. Take a bend in those knees, slowly roll up the spine, and we'll meet back in mountain pose. Taking a few moments here, we could shut the eyelids or stare down at the tip of the nose. Just noticing what's going on in the body. Fluttering the eyelids back open if they've been shut. On the next inhalation, on the next exhalation, we'll go ahead and bring that right foot back. The right toes are going to be parallel to the mat, while the left toes are going to be shooting forward. We're setting ourselves up for warrior 2. So we'll go ahead and inhale the arms up to a T, and then we'll exhale, take a bend in that left knee. We want to look down at our left toes. We should only be able to see the left big toe and the left second toe. Our knee is right over that left ankle. So bring those arms back up to a T. And we'll bring our gaze over the left peace fingers. Staying here for 2 to 3 breaths. We'll go ahead and flip the front palm facing up towards the ceiling, and we'll exhale, lifting it over the head while that right hand slides back down that right thigh. Bringing our gaze up towards that left hand, coming into peaceful warrior. We want to make sure we still have that bend in that left knee. Next, we'll go ahead and inhale, bringing it back to warrior two. And then we'll exhale, lower that left elbow on top of that left knee. Extend that right arm overhead. We want a long stream of energy from those right toes to those right fingertips. We'll stay here for 2 to 3 breaths. We'll go ahead and inhale, lifting back up, straightening out that front leg, and we'll flow through that one more time. So go ahead, exhale, take that bend in that left knee, warrior two. Inhale, flip that front palm, and exhale, bring that right palm down that right thigh, peaceful warrior. Inhale, bring it back to warrior two, and exhale, lower the elbow onto the left thigh, extend that right arm overhead. We'll go ahead and cartwheel those arms down, framing that left foot, coming up onto the right toes, and then we'll lower down that right knee. We'll go ahead and press that right palm down onto the mat on the inside of that left foot, and we'll inhale the left arm up, coming into a nice twist. Yogi's choice, we could keep this right knee down or lift that right knee up off the mat. We'll stay here for 3 to 4 breaths. Exhale, go ahead and lower that left palm down to meet the right. Lower that right knee if it's been lifted. We'll go ahead and bring that left knee back to meet the right. Go ahead and bring those knees to the outer edges of the mat, big toes together. And we'll sit back onto the heels, extend those arms forward, meeting in child's pose. Just taking a breath or two here. Noticing how the mat feels underneath the hands and forehead. Noticing the temperature of the air on your skin. And on the next inhalation, we'll go ahead, meet back up into tabletop position. We'll tuck those toes underneath, lift the knees and hips up, meeting in downward facing dog. On the next exhalation, we'll step, walk, or hop forward to the top of the mat. And we'll go ahead, take a bend in the knees, resting the torso on top of the thighs. And we'll slowly begin to roll up the spine. Meeting back in tabletop position. Meeting back in mountain pose. Sorry, my head's all over the place. And we'll go ahead and get ready for the other side. Inhaling here. And on the exhale, go ahead and bring that left foot back. This time, those left toes are going to be facing parallel to the mat, and the right toes are going to be facing forward. We'll open up to be parallel with the mat. We'll inhale the arms up to a T. And we'll exhale, take a bend in that right knee. And again, look down at your right toes. You should only be able to see the right big toe and the right second toe. And we'll go ahead and bring our gaze over the right peace fingers. Staying here for 2 to 3 breaths. On the next inhalation, go ahead and flip that front palm And exhale, lowering the left hand down the left thigh. Bringing that right arm overhead. Meeting in peaceful warrior. We want to make sure we're keeping that bend in that right knee. Stretching that right rib cage. Inhale, bringing it back to warrior two. Exhale, lower that right elbow onto the right knee. Extend the left arm overhead. Staying here for 2 to 3 breaths. Inhale, lifting back up, warrior two. And we'll do that flow one more time. Lift that front palm, exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhale, bring it back to warrior two. Exhale, drop that elbow down on that right knee, extend the left arm overhead. On the next exhalation, we'll go ahead, cartwheel those hands down to frame that right foot, coming onto the left toes. Go ahead, lower that left knee down. We're gonna plant the left palm on the inside of that right foot, and we're gonna inhale, opening up, reaching that right arm up, coming into a nice twist. And yogi's choice, we could keep that left knee down, or we could extend, lift that left knee off of the mat. Staying here for 3 to 4 breaths. On the next exhalation, lowering that right hand down to meet the left. If your knee is lifted, go ahead, lower it down. And we'll bring that right foot back, bringing the knees to the outer edges of the mat, big toes together. And we'll go ahead and sit back onto the heels, extend those arms forward, placing the forehead down onto the mat. Taking 2 to 3 breaths here in child's pose. And we'll inhale, begin to lift back up, meeting in tabletop position. Go ahead, tuck those toes, lift the knees up, and meet in downward facing dog. On the next exhalation, bring the gaze between the hands, and we'll step or hop forward towards the front of the mat. We'll inhale, bringing the fingertips to the shins, flat back rest, and exhale, folding forward. This time we're gonna inhale, reverse swan dive, so bringing those arms up overhead, pressing those palms together, and exhale, heart center. Go ahead, lower those arms back down to the side. And next we'll come into our balancing series. So go ahead and we'll meet in mountain pose. We're gonna get ready for tree pose. So we're gonna go ahead and bring our weight off to the left side. Making a strong connection with the left leg down to the earth. We could stare at a still point ahead of us to help with balance. We'll go ahead and open up that right knee, pressing that right heel on the inside of that left ankle. When we're ready, we could stay here if this is enough, or we could bring that foot on the inside of that left calf. If you'd like to go deeper, you could grab that right foot and press it on the inside of that left thigh. So you're simultaneously going to push the left thigh into that foot as the foot is pushing into that left thigh. We could bring our hands next to a wall for out of balance, or you could leave your arms out to a T. We could bring our hands to heart center in prayer mudra. Or you can inhale those arms up above the head. You could have your arms wide. And it's okay if you fall out of this posture, you could always get up and try again. If your arms are up above your head, go ahead and press those palms together. Exhale, bring it to heart center and slowly begin to lower that right foot back down to meet the left. Go ahead and shake out the legs a bit. And we'll go ahead and bring it off to the right side this time. Go ahead and make that strong connection with the earth, the ground right beneath your foot. Taking a bend in that left knee and opening up that left knee, resting that heel on the inside of that right ankle. Staring at a still point ahead of us, begin to bring that left foot up. We want to make sure the foot is never on the knee. We don't want to injure ourselves. So the foot is either going to be right below that knee or right above that knee. And again, you can have your arms out to the side in a T-like position. You can bring your hands to prayer mudra or bringing the arms up above the head. Staying here for 3 to 4 breaths. Go ahead and press those palms together. Exhale to heart center. Slowly lower that left leg to meet the right. Shake it out a bit. And we'll go ahead and come back onto, bringing the weight back onto the left leg. We'll go ahead and take a bend in that right knee, like this. And you could have your knee, you could keep the knee bent, and you're gonna bring that right hand to the right knee, left hand to the waist. You could keep the knee bent, or you could grab the big toe with the peace fingers and extend that right leg in front of you. Yogi's choice. Stay here for 2 breaths. And then we'll go ahead and exhale, bringing that bent knee or extended leg out to the right side. Maybe bringing the gaze over that left shoulder blade. And it's okay if you fall out of the pose, you could always get up and try again. Inhale, bring you back to center. And exhale, lowering that right leg down to meet the left. Go ahead, shake it out a bit. And when you're ready, go ahead, bring that weight to the right leg. And inhale that left knee up. Grab a hold of that left knee, bring that right hand to the waist. Finding a still point ahead of us for added balance. And again, you could use a wall for this posture as well if needed. Maybe you grab the big toe with the left peace fingers and extend that left leg out in front of you. On the next exhalation, go ahead and bring that left knee or left leg out to the left side. Maybe you bring your gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale, bringing it back to center. And exhale, lowering that left leg. Go ahead, shake it out. And we'll go ahead and meet at the top of our mat, back in mountain pose. Taking a few breaths here. Maybe we shut the eyelids. Maybe we're staring down at the tip of our nose. Noticing our breath. Is it shallow? Is it deep? Could begin to flutter the eyelids back open if they've been shut. And next we'll go ahead, inhale here. And as we exhale, we'll lower those fingertips down towards the mat. And inhale, sit up into chair pose. So we want to act like we're sitting in an imaginary chair. We can lift up all 10 toes, making sure the majority of our weight is in our heels. And we can stare up in between the hands. Staying here for 2 to 3 breaths. On the next exhale, we'll go ahead and bring the arms back into skier pose. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bring the arms back, skier, hugging those shoulder blades in towards one another. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, one more time, skier. And inhale, lifting up, and we'll go ahead and press up, extending those arms up above the head. And exhale, lowering the hands down towards the side body. We'll go ahead and bring the bottoms down to the mat. Make your way onto the floor series. Taking a bend in the knees, pressing the bottoms of the feet down into the mat. We'll go ahead and bring our hands to the backs of the thighs. And we'll begin to open up the heart, maybe leaning slightly back onto the tailbone. We could keep our hands on the back of the thighs, or we can extend the arms out in front of us, and we'll lift the feet up, coming into boat pose. We want to feel this in our abs and not the hip flexors. So making sure we're engaging the core muscle, lifting the heart up. And we'll just go through a few yogi crutches. So we're gonna inhale here. And as we exhale, we'll extend out, barely touching the ground. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Going through that 3 more times on your own. You got this. One more time. And good, go ahead. Lower those feet back down, hug the knees in towards the chest. And we'll go ahead, drop the knees, bring our feet behind us, bring the knees to the outer edges of the mat, big toes together, and step back into a child's pose. Taking a breath or 2 here. Noticing what the mat feels like underneath the hands. Noticing if there's any sounds around you other than my voice. Noticing if you smell anything. We'll go ahead and inhale, coming back up, coming to a seated posture. We'll go ahead and meet in butterfly pose. So bringing the bottoms of the feet together and the knees out to the side. We could have the feet as far away from us as we like, or close in towards the body. We'll go ahead and open up the feet like you're reading a book. And it's okay if your knees don't fall and touch the mat. It's okay if they're up here. What we're gonna do is grabbing the outsides of the feet. We'll inhale, lengthen the spine, and then we'll exhale, pressing forward. Maybe our knees come to the insides of our knees, or maybe our elbows come to the inside of our knees, and we could press the knees apart just a little bit more. We'll stay here for 3 to 4 breaths. Inhale, coming back up. We'll go ahead and bring the knees back towards one another. And we'll go ahead and hug the backs of our thighs. So maybe we grab opposite wrists or opposite forearms or maybe opposite knees. We'll be coming into a hugging forward fold. So what we want to do is drag the heels out in front of us and try to extend those legs. Maybe we can lengthen the legs all the way down, or maybe we have a nice bend in those knees. Go ahead and round out the spine, releasing the head, We'll stay here for 3 to 4 breaths. Inhale, go ahead, release those arms out from underneath the legs. And we'll go ahead and take a bend in those knees once again, pressing the bottoms of the feet down onto the mat. And we'll go ahead and bring the hands behind us, fingers shooting forward. And we'll be making our body in the shape of a table. So we'll inhale, lift the hips off of the mat. And maybe we drop that head back, coming into a nice reverse tabletop. Staying here for 2 to 3 breaths. On the next exhalation, go ahead and lower the bottom and hips down back onto the mat. We'll go ahead and extend the legs out in front of us, bringing the hands down to the sides. We'll go ahead and flex the feet so the toes are coming back towards the body. Maybe our heels even lift off of the mat. And we'll go ahead and inhale, lifting the arms up above the head. And then we'll exhale, folding forward, hanging out wherever our hands may reach. So maybe they're on our shins, maybe they're on the sides of the calves, maybe they grab the sides of the feet or the toes. We'll go ahead and begin to arch the spine, releasing the head, staying here for 3 to 4 breaths. Inhale, reaching back up. Go ahead and take a bend in the knees, pressing the bottoms of the feet back down onto the mat. We'll go ahead and extend the arms forward, and we'll slowly release one vertebrae at a time, engaging the core muscles, seeing how slow we can go until we reach the bottom of the mat. Coming all the way down onto the mat, we'll go ahead and hug the knees in towards the chest. Maybe rocking from side to side, giving yourselves a nice lower back massage. And we'll go ahead and hug the right knee in towards that right armpit, and then we'll extend the left leg out long. Next, we'll go ahead and release the right arm out towards the side of the body into a T-like position. And the left hand will be on top of that right knee. We'll exhale, bring that right knee across the body, coming into a nice spinal twist. Maybe we bring our eyes over to that right hand, staying here for 2 to 3 breaths. We'll inhale, bring that right knee back up to center, hug both knees into the chest. And this time, hugging the left knee in close to the left armpit, extend that right leg long. Go ahead and extend the left arm out to the side. And with that right hand, bring that left knee across the body. Maybe we bring that gaze off to the left hand. Rooting down through both shoulder blades, breathing deeply into the spinal twist. Inhale, bringing that left knee back up to center. Go ahead and hug both knees into the chest this time. And we'll go ahead and lift the head up, bringing the nose in close to the knees. And we'll go ahead and give ourselves a really, really tight hug. Begin to tighten up everything in the body, from the feet, the legs, the abs, the arms, the face even. And then go ahead and release all the limbs down onto the mat. We're gonna set ourselves up for Shavasana. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Maybe that means grabbing a pillow for underneath the head or underneath the knees. Maybe that means putting socks on onto the feet to keep the feet warm. Or maybe that means grabbing a blanket to cover the body. Just gonna make ourselves as comfortable as possible. So letting the feet fall out to the sides. Letting the arms rest a few inches away from the body, palms facing up. Shutting the eyelids. And coming to a neutral flow of breath. Begin to relax the jaw, relaxing the forehead. Relax the point between the eyebrows. Begin to rest the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Maybe the mouth falls slightly open. Allow your face to completely relax. Begin to bring your awareness to your throat. Bring your awareness to your collarbone. Allowing the right shoulder to relax. Allowing the left shoulder to relax. Bringing your awareness to your left bicep, your left tricep. Bring your awareness to the left elbow, the left forearm. Begin to completely relax the left wrist, the left palm, and each left finger. Allowing the left arm to completely relax. Next, we'll bring our awareness to the right bicep and the right tricep. Begin to relax the right elbow, the right forearm. Allowing the right wrist to relax. The right palm and each right finger. Completely relaxing the right arm. Next, bring your awareness to your heart center. to your lungs, and to your belly. Noticing all of them rise and fall with every inhalation and every exhalation. Allowing them to relax just a little bit more. Next, bring your awareness to your hips. Next, bring your awareness to the left thigh, front and back. Begin to relax the left knee, front and back. Relaxing the left calf, relaxing the left ankle, the left foot, and each left toe. Allowing the left side of the body to completely relax. Next, bring your awareness to the right thigh, front and back. Begin to relax the right knee, front and back. Bringing your awareness to your right calf, right shin. Begin to completely relax the right ankle, the right foot, and each right toe. Allow the right side of the body to completely relax. Next, bring your awareness to your entire body. Every point that touches the ground beneath you. Allow yourself to sink a little bit deeper into the floor underneath you. Allowing your entire being just to relax a little bit more. Next, we'll begin to deepen our inhalations. Wakening our body up. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe you begin to rotate the wrists and the ankles. Maybe moving the head from side to side. On the next inhalation, we'll go ahead and reach the arms up overhead, taking one last long stretch. Go ahead and take a bend in the knees. On the next exhalation, turn off to the right side, using the bicep as a pillow and coming into fetal position. Taking a few breaths here in this pose, allowing the left hand to connect with the floor underneath you. And when you're ready, go ahead and extend the left leg and slowly press yourselves up into a comfortable seated position. We'll go ahead and bring your hands to prayer mudra in front of heart center and slightly bow the head down. In gratitude for bringing yourselves to our mats today and for sharing this virtual space with one another in order to connect and still create community. The light in me honors the light in you, and with that, we are one. Namaste.